Hello, and I want to start this episode with a tragic story that is hot on the heels in the news, which I want to share with you. And I first heard this tragic story while I was in the kitchen. It caught my attention. This super yacht that was described as unsinkable by the builder sank at the shore of Sicily during a mini tornado. But what was really weird and strange was the surrounding boats and yacht was untouched, unscathed. And this, to me, is not normal. Usually, when events like this happen, I it's my professional hazard and I tend to dig a little bit deeper. I look at the person's destiny chart to start with. I also look at the annual yearly influence. And sometimes the specific geographic location can also affect or trigger events such as this. And usually from the esoteric or the metaphysics perspective, I can always find a reason why things happen that is so strangely, weirdly, you usually would comment, what are the chances that things like this can happen? And there is always an energetic reason behind it. This on one hand makes me feel that at times that our human life is so vulnerable. In this instance, the British tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch lost his life together with the other 4 victims in this tragic event. And it is also interesting that I don't know Mike Lynch in particular, but I just dig around this news when it happened. This particular event happened, the reason why they celebrating on the super yacht was because he won an unexpected jury acquittal after a dramatic 12-year legal saga. So when I dig deep into his destiny chart, I see the reason that this is the case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, which is very sad. His natal chart contains this special configuration that can be hostile at times. In Chinese, this configuration we call 天罗地网. The direct translation of this means inescapable net or trap cast by the heaven and earth. It is inauspicious, and a person who has this configuration in his destiny chart usually have a higher propensity of attracting legal issues. Sometimes can be imprisonment and certain illnesses, especially when the annual energy comes in to trigger this. Another aspect of this configuration is to avoid the geographic setting of the large ocean water or a large body of water, because this pose this inescapable threat to their life. And trust me, when I look into the metaphysic reason for tragic events like this, it doesn't give me any level of satisfaction. And it is at this time I usually think of the German philosopher Martin Heidegger said, the destination of science is metaphysics. And I also talked about in the last episode about the universal intelligence versus our human intelligence. And that age is here already, and it is period 9. It is the age of the metaphysics. It is the age where we see energy. And when we see energy, we can protect us. We can thrive. We start to see the deeper thread, and we start to vibrate in alignment with the universal rhythm. We start to beat at the same heartbeat of the universe. So we don't go astray. We don't put ourselves in danger. And it is usually seeing cases like this I truly feel humbled and deeply understand for this lifetime is really not about how much money you're making or not how intelligent you are even. You don't even have to be motivated or ambitious. To a certain extent, it's not even about life and death. Because if you take a step back, you take 10 steps back, our human race is just a little dot in the entire universe. The universe is not here to punish us. The universe is here to evolve us. To evolve us so we can start to see our trajectory. And every time we come down to earth, that we learn something. We learn how to align with the universal heartbeat. The word universe literally means one song. And in this song, in this harmony, there is peace, laughter, joy, and bliss. And I want to end this episode with an uplifting story about my beautiful friend Emma Bloomfield, the interior designer who have created the EB Studio. I know Emma for about 7 years. Since the very start of my entrepreneur journey, we just clicked. And this Wednesday, I went to her office warming party. She moved into this much bigger, more auspicious office space, which is not even very far from her previous business premises. And is probably about less than 30 feet. But its external environment provides an entire different energy frequency. And Emma told me as soon as she moved into this new office, her entire business just seems like changed. Much bigger projects flooded in. A very different caliber of client coming in as well comparing to before. Emma has not changed significantly within her business. This huge change was gifted to her from the universe. The only change she has made is to say yes, to be in alignment with the universal environment versus a misaligned one. The rest just flowed or flooded, literally. And I hope this episode, despite the tragic story at the start, is to comfort you and empower you that you're not supposed to do this on your own. That there is one important component that can help you effortlessly fly high is the universe. So make sure you turn on this engine. And to do this, you can always say yes to create changes of your universal environment. And in no time that you will see, the rest is history. I will see you in the next episode.